Welcome to Insights into Insurance from the A-Team at Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is educational in nature and not intended to be acted upon without first consulting the appropriately licensed professional.
It's another Saturday morning here on KATE, and it is time for our Insights into Insurance program, along with Tom Sorensen from Americana Insurance. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, good morning, Mike. You look like you ate too much turkey.
I'm ready for another nap and maybe some football later.
Oh, there you go. Actually, you look like you could eat a lot more turkey. So that maybe we should bring some over.
All right, leftovers are always good.
Yeah.
Let's kick off our program this morning. We do have a listener email, and it says, "Hello, Americana Insurance. My husband and I have our 3-year 55 Alive certification coming due January of 2019. Do you know where I can take my 4-hour refresher course?" And this comes in from Trudy.
Oh, Trudy, boy, do I got a great announcement for you. Yes, I do know where you can take a 4-hour refresher course, and it can be done right here at Americana Insurance Group. We are going to have this as part of our annual Christmas open house. I don't know if you know anything about our open house, Trudy, but it's one of the most well-known open houses around the area because of the special treats we have. We have a whole bunch of homemade goodies, and people love it, and refreshments. But, hey, we're going to have what we call the Silver Bells 55 Alive Driver Improvement Program. This is going to be part of our Christmas open house. Remember, people, you can come to our Christmas open house just to have cookies and goodies, but along with our open house, we have some special events, and this Silver Bells 55 Driver Improvement Program will be a 4-hour refresher course for those of 55 plus, and then that's going to be on Friday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we're going to have it at Farmer State Bank Conference Center, which is right next door to us. Okay, and the cost is $22 per attendee, and we will provide lunch for you.
And you don't have to be a member of Americana.
You do not have to be a client of Americana Insurance. This is open to the public. And we'll talk about how to sign up here later. Also, along with our Christmas open house, we're having, it's what we call it, It's a Wonderful Life Lookover. This will be an opportunity for current and non-client attendees to meet with Jolene one-on-one and look over their current life policies, or even if they don't have one, they can have her create a needs analysis. Not a lot of people don't know how to do that. Well, how much life insurance should I have? But she can also look over your current life insurance policy. We always get phone calls about, "Hey, Tom, I just got a phone call from my life insurance that I got with so-and-so is telling me that I'm run out of money on it." And so it comes to a surprise. Well, we'd like to have that opportunity to tell you about those things if that's the case.
That's Friday, December 7th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Americana Insurance, and this is no charge. You don't have to be, again, involved with Americana Insurance Group. This is for anyone that would like to set up a needs analysis with their life insurance. And then also, Tom, you've got another opportunity for folks.
Yes. Well, last week we had Abby Leach on, and we announced this, but it's going to be a Santa's Winter Wonderland will writing workshop, which Abby will be there on Thursday. And she will, all day Thursday, and she will be writing up wills. Now, you're going to have to make an appointment to do this, but the cost is $125 per person, which is a very inexpensive will writing for somebody if they're looking for that, okay? But, we'll talk about how to sign up and things like that here after at the end of the show here.
We'll remind folks, a lot of these are great opportunities to put them in their stocking stuffers, and even before the holidays. It's coming up here fast. Also, Tom, we want to welcome in a special guest this morning via the phone, And I'll let you do the introduction.
Well, absolutely. So last week we talked about our will writing workshop. Today we're going to talk about the Silver Bells 55 Alive Driver Improvement Program. And I want to introduce the instructor, Deanne Von Wald. Deanne Von Wald. I always want to put Van. I deal with a lot of vans in my clientele, Deanne. I'm sorry. But it's Deanne Von Wald of the St. Cloud State, Minnesota Highway Safety and Research Center. Good morning, Deanne.
Good morning.
Well, Deanne, tell us about yourself and a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, to tell you the truth, there isn't a whole lot to my background. I've been a consultant with St. Cloud State University and the Minnesota Highway Safety and Research Center for the last 9 years. And I did it as a part-time job to begin with. And then my full-time job at the time when I started this was I was a police officer.
Yes, you were a police officer in Owatonna, right?
Correct. I was there for 27 years and retired at the rank of sergeant. And then I had the opportunity about 5 years ago to retire, and so I jumped at that. So I'm free as a bird and able to do these classes when I need to.
I love it. What a better person to have as an instructor than somebody. Now, you don't put people in handcuffs or something like this at the 55 Alive Driver Improvement Program, do you?
No. What I tell people is, because I ask them, do you do this, do you do that, and nobody wants to raise their hand. And I said, don't worry about it, you're not getting a ticket today.
and then you never ask them if they're in the front seat or the back seat in a squad car, if they've ever had that opportunity.
No. If they want to give me that information, I'll take it. But no, I don't ask them those questions either.
Well, one of the things, Deanne, is let's talk about the 55-plus driver improvement program. And really, what are the intentions of putting these programs on?
Well, what we're trying to do is education. We're based off what's called the TCD group that works throughout the state of Minnesota to lower the number of deaths on Minnesota roads. That's what TCD stands for, Towards Zero Deaths. And one of the big components that we're trying to do is education. Because there's a lot of misconceptions about laws out there. Laws that people believe that are in effect that are not. They're just what they perceive. So we clear a lot of that up. We talk about what causes crashes, why they happen, and we also, talk about the different kinds of vehicle technology that's out there. And, of course, at the end, we talk about laws to make sure everybody's up to date on laws.
And this is a great program. It's more proactive than reactive when we're doing this 55-plus driver improvement program, Deanne.
Yes, it is. And then we also one of the other things we talk about a lot is insurance and what happens to our insurance in different situations. But not only that, that as we age, insurance becomes more expensive, and that's why we need these discounts.
I just kind of laughed and smiled here when we were talking to you, when you just said there's a lot of different perception on laws and that. Boy, can I relate. The things that I hear about the coffee around the coffee table about insurance. There's so many perceptions on insurance, and it's amazing how many insurance professionals there are out there sitting in our coffee shops.
Sure. Yeah.
So that now to start out with, there is actually, even though we're having a 4-hour refresher course, there is an 8-hour that somebody has to attend before they do a 4-hour refresher class, correct?
That is correct. The first initial class you have to take is an 8-hour class. And then 3 years later and thereafter, it's a 4-hour class. And that happens every 3 years after you take the initial 8 hours.
I was just going to ask Deanne, how long does this go? We did have that email question on the 3-year 55 Alive certification. So it is 3 years, but as you said, Deanne, they need to take the 8-hour course first, and then they can do the refresher course every 4-hour course.
Correct. That is correct.
All right, so we've got a lot more to talk about on our 55 and Driver Improvement Program with Deanne Van Wald of the St. Cloud State Highway Safety and Research Center. We'll rejoin Deanne and talk more about this course and some of the things that go along with it when we return with our Insights into Insurance program here on KATE.
You got a side that wants more space, 'cause every day starts like a race. You got a side that loves that style, but to fit in those shoes gonna take a while. Today life's got you running, tomorrow big things are coming. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
To learn more about how Nationwide can help protect your mini sides, call Americana Insurance Group in Albert Lea and Wells.
Welcome back to our Insights into Insurance program here on this Saturday morning on KATE. Tom Sorensen from Americana Insurance is with us, along with our special guest this morning, Deanne Von Wald of St. Cloud Highway Safety and Research Center. And as we were talking with Deanne before our first break, we want to get into a little bit more about what the 55 and Alive Driver Improvement Program, or as Tom likes to call it, the Silver Bells 55 Alive Driver Improvement Program. And Deanne, maybe we can touch upon, you do a lot of these classes. What would one of the attendees really expect to hear from one of your classes?
The things that we talk about in my class are, first of all, we talk about being prepared to be on the road. Not only as far as our vehicles are concerned, but as a person, our minds and our bodies needing to be prepared for whatever you're going to encounter out there on the roadways. We also talking about emergency. What do you do? What can you do to help law enforcement in an emergency situation? We talk about laws. We talk about vehicle technology, what's out there, what's ever changing, and why do they keep changing things? Why do they keep changing the roads? We just go into a lot of detail of why things are happening the way they are today.
Yeah, Deanne, I just did a show here not too long ago, I want to say a month or so ago. Mike, remember that show about the windshields and all the new technology of that, and with the the automatic assist with and if you don't get those windshields dialed in correctly with the new technology, they can cause issues. I mean, so that's a big deal to make sure that you're dealing with somebody that knows how to do that. So to recalibrate those windshields. So,
and Deanne, if I'm going to take the class, what do you hear is probably the most common comment after the class is done? Maybe it's an eye awakening for a lot of folks.
Well, most people dread having to go to these courses because they're so boring. The one thing that I hear a lot about when they leave my classes or at the end is I've learned the most out of this class than I have out of any other class I've ever taken.
Yep. I believe
so we have so much information that needs to get out there.
Anybody that takes a 55 Alive Driver Improvement Program, I hear that even when they come in and give us their updates, and it's just like, I wasn't really wanting to go to that, but man, am I glad I did. I learned it was so much interesting information, and so you are right. That I bet you that is what your most common deal is. I want to just tell our folks too out there, Deanne, you're not feeling the best today, and you're a real trooper, and your voice is sounding better. Earlier this morning, I called her to say, "Hey, we're on," and she was like, "Oh," and I could tell her voice was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be." But she's doing a great job. Thank you, Deanne. So
no problem.
Yeah.
I appreciate you even bringing me on.
Yeah. The other thing too is I want to make sure our listeners understand that there is a discount with their insurance. Regarding this, when they do take their 8-hour course, okay, that's good for 3 years, and then they have to do the refresher course every 3 years, 4-hour, and that will it's estimated to be about a 10% discount on their auto insurance over every. So if you take that 10% discount over all those 3 years, I think it's well worth it. Plus, I think it's just well worth it just to get the refreshing and learn about safety.
Deanne hit it right on the nose, because when these folks do take these refresher courses, Deanne, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're going to actually get something that they can take to their insurance agent to prove that they actually did go to these courses versus Tom, Dick, or Larry going in and say, well, I took that course, I need my discount. Now, you actually will provide something for those attendees that they can take back to their insurance company.
Yep. When we get a notice of all the attendees, St. Cloud will send me a certificate specific for each person. that they can take into their insurance company to say, hey, yes, I did take this course. Now I can get my discount or continue my discount.
Fantastic.
And
go ahead.
The other thing I wanted to mention about the discount, we talked about 10% off. Keep in mind, as we age, we lose some of our discounts that we get already, like multi-vehicle. As we're starting to age, we lose some of those discounts, or when we move from our homes into an apartment or whatever, we lose the home and auto discount. So there's some other discounts, so this is very beneficial all the way around.
The other thing I would like to say on that, Deanne, too, is as people age, the price of your insurance actually increases at a certain age. Okay, you go through a time when you're a teenager, you're paying high rates. You go through midlife, and your rates are better. And then as you get older, the rates go back up. So that savings of 10% could be quite significant. So
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Deanne, we want to thank you for taking time on this Saturday morning to talk about it, and Tom will kind of go over the details of how folks can sign up. But our thanks to Deanne Von Wald of the St. Cloud State, Minnesota Highway Safety and Research Center for joining us on this Saturday morning. And Tom, if you want to review again how they can get signed up for these courses.
Yes. So for the 55 Alive, Silver Bells 55 Alive Driver Refresher Course, you can call our agency at 377-2000. Now, today we won't be open, but Monday we will be. But if you want to leave a voicemail, but the other great way to sign up, like if you're listening, email me at insights@americanainsurance.com. Give me your name and how many name of each attendee. So if it's a husband and wife, give me both names and that you're going to attend and want to attend, and I'll put you in our attendee list. Okay.
That's the Silver Bells Alive Driver Improvement Program, and of course the open house, Tom, with the Wonderful Life lookover, and then more importantly as well the Winter Wonderland, the Will Writing Workshop with Amy Leach. You've got a lot going on here in this next week.
We do, and so just give me a call or give us a call to sign up or email me. It would be a great way to do that. And other thing, people, if you're not attending any of these events, you're still welcome. The public is welcome to come to our Christmas open house, have some good hot cider, coffee, pop, and I can tell you, we got the best pastries around, so people love them. So come on in.
All right. Again, our thanks to Deanne Von Wald of the St. Cloud State Highway Safety and Research Center for joining us. And Tom, as always, on a Saturday morning, this 15 minutes goes fast. We went even long today, but that's
crazy.
All right. It's very important.
Yes. Thank you, Deanne.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right. That'll wrap up our Saturday edition of our Insights into Insurance program here on KATE.
You've been listening to Insights into Insurance from the Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is educational in nature and not intended to be acted upon without first consulting the appropriately licensed professional.